So the first thing that we're gonna start with is with the grandfather, the classic editor. So we're gonna go through all the parts of the platform that we're gonna be using for this exercise. And if you have Wix Studio, feel free to skip to this part. Again, mostly we're gonna start going into Wix Studio, but I just wanna mention the main differences between these two platforms because most of the stuff on this class we're going to be implementing it there, but we're going to be also doing the classic editor, at least for a lot of the people that still use classic editor. So we're going to go into picking up a template just so I can show you what we're going to be doing here. And then once we're here, I'm just gonna select blank template and then edit. So for the classic editor, they have done a lot of updates, but most of the things are gonna still be very similar to Wix Studio. So if you're working with classic editor, there's gonna be a slightly difference, okay? To start, you have your platform and you're gonna have this button called developer mode. You're gonna turn on your developer mode if this is the first time that you're gonna implement Velo or start coding, okay? So we're gonna click here and this is gonna open a panel on the left side and then on the bottom. So you have the left side right here where now you have the back end in public, which we're gonna be talking about in Wix Studio. This is gonna be exactly the same as Wix Studio. And then you also have your bottom dashboard here where we're gonna be adding the code. And then once we start adding elements right here under this section where it says ID, this is where you're gonna be able to change the ID of the elements, also be able to see the handlers. No longer Wix is adding the handlers right here, they're dynamic. So we're also gonna be talking about that. And then we also have our databases. So to not confuse you or anything, if this is your first time, just feel free to click this twice and it should look something like this. And then you can also minimize this panel for now. You have your collections right here because that's something that mostly you're going to be using once you're doing custom functionalities. Then you're going to go to the plus button right here. And under input, this is where most of your elements that you're gonna be using are, okay? So now that we know that part, then we're gonna move to Wix Studio.